Hey there. Somebody asked me to speak about chi or ki, or call us the life force. Um, I don't really like talking about it because it's maybe esoteric. There's nobody really been able to like measure it. Either it's something that is immeasurable, or we haven't found the right instruments for it, or possibly it doesn't exist, as many will claim. Um, so I'm not going to talk too much about that, other than let's say, let's put another word on it. Let's say the flow. If you get into the flow of things, you're in the middle of doing something that you really enjoy. It's maybe challenging, and you forget all time. You have no hindrances. Everything just goes. You go right into it, and you flow through it. You're working on something. Everything's falling in place. Perfect. Maybe a bit like this, you know. So you can maybe, if not equate it with, at least compare it to a state of being or a state where things just flow naturally without hindrances, which doesn't mean without challenges. It just means that there's a clarity in what you're doing and you move forward in confidence and clarity. So let's take that as a starting point. Now in Chinese the word qi, or in Japan the word ki, maybe also in what's it called, prana in Sanskrit. I'm not sure about that one. They mean all this energy, but they also mean the breath, right? So when we breathe, we have some of the same qualities. We can say that we can compare the qualities of breathing with the quality of the flow of qi. Okay, so when you're breathing, um, there's an expansion and a contraction, right? There's a rising and a falling. Um, so there's a taking in of air and a giving out of carbon dioxide, for example. So there's balance, yin and yang balance. And when you're breathing fine, you're not thinking about it. If for some reason that you can't pull it into your breath, maybe you're underwater and you go a long time, then all of a sudden you're going to really understand the importance of breathing, right? Or maybe you can imagine these times if you have a lung disease where you can hardly breathe at all, then you really appreciate every breath you take. Um, so the flow of this breathing is a natural thing, unless it's impeded. Think about also maybe your kidneys, right? If your kidneys are functioning, you don't think about it. But if all of a sudden there's something wrong with them, then all of a sudden you're quite conscious of your kidneys or your liver or whatever it might be. Your sight even, you know. So as long as everything's going without being impeded, without a hindrance, so this is a good thing to do, right? So let's imagine that things aren't going right. Maybe you get sick, or you're something like this. Or you're just stressed, and there's something not quite right. You're not satisfied with the situation you're in, with your state of being. Okay, you're not satisfied with the state of being. So there's something keeping it out of balance. What could that be? Well, everybody has limitations, right? So I can't go over here and take this tree and just break the tree in two with my bare hands. I just can't do it. It's beyond me. I have limitations of the strength I have in my body, or overcoming the structure of the tree. There's a limitation there. Um, I can't jump off a second-story building without breaking my legs. Some people maybe can do it. I can't. I haven't learned to do that. Doesn't mean it's impossible, because it has happened. But for me, it's a limitation. But there's other kinds of limitations, which are what I call self-imposed limitations. These these hindrances, these impediments in getting the value out of the moment, out of my life. Let's take other examples. You're having a little hectic day, and you're thinking about, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this. Your stress levels are building up, and you miss what's going on around you because your head is thinking about what you have to do later. Okay, so your mind is not with your body. Your mind is in the future, or the other direction, in the past. If you have like a regret, oh, if only I did that. I should have done that. Oh, I forgot to do that. Right? All of a sudden, you also have a, oh no, stress in the body. The body tenses, and your brain, your thoughts go to the past, and your body is stressed, tensed, not free flowing. We have a kind of an impediment in the healthy flowing of through the body. Maybe your breath catches up. If you're afraid of something, right? You kind of breathe out, and then you freeze before you breathe in again. There's an impediment there. If you're very stressed, you have a shallow breathing. Okay, so with the free flow of things, we want to come into a situation where we can remove as many hindrances as we can. We want to remove the self-imposed limitations. Now, the self-imposed limitations are limitations that either somebody has given you and you accepted, or that you, unbeknownst to you, somebody installed them in you and you have maintained them through your life. For example, if maybe you had an abusive parent, and they always said that you're never good, you're not good for anything, you'll never amount to anything, and this starts to build up in your head, so that you lose, or you lose your self-confidence. So as an adult, you have maintained this limitation that somebody else has given you. So when you meet a new situation, your boss at work says, okay, now you have to do like this. Oh no, I can never do things like this. How come I can't do things like this? Right? So there's a stop right away. But that stop is not really here and now. It's from the past. If you can let go of it, then why can't you go forward? So what is it going to be to remove a self-imposed limitation? Okay, we'll take this example, we'll follow this example of having no confidence. So what I would recommend is that when you find yourself in such situations, that you really go into it. You feel that you're not confident, insecure. You feel it deeply. So, you know, he's not always going to be able to do it, but sometimes you can, and you're going to have to sit down and really dig into that feeling. Maybe you cry, maybe you get very angry. Anger is another one you can go into afterwards. Many people have the limitation of anger. So once you start going into this feeling, and you really accept the fact, I am feeling worthless. I have no worth. And you dig into that, and you feel it. And then next time it comes up, you can say, okay, here comes that feeling again. All right, then you realize it, and then you go into it again. And after a while, you find out, okay, you have a limitation. Maybe you aren't really worthless. You'll feel after a while that, okay, it's a learned behavior, because you have gone into it, you felt it, you accepted it, and you'll learn to see it for what it is. You'll become more clear over that limitation. And as time goes on and you increase your experiences, what's going to happen is, instead of saying, oh no, I can't do it, and then just giving up, you're going to say, oh no, hey, there's that feeling again. I know where that comes from. Okay, maybe I'm not quite ready to take this on. Or, okay, I feel like I can't do it, but probably I can. And then you start going through these feelings. And after a while, and it might take a long while, you'll find out that you can let it go. You can let go of this limitation that is imposed on you, that either you're maintaining or you've always believed it to be so. So if you want to be able to be in the flow, everybody's born in the flow, pretty much. And as we get older, we take more and more layers of limitations upon us. So to get more closer to the flow, closer to the chi, you have to be able to remove one by one, or maybe all at once, blow them away sometimes, these limitations. So it's a lot of work. Good luck.